A country that is punished for eating with the left hand. A country where martial arts movies and aggressive games are banned. The country of people who celebrate the New Year twice a year. The country where the famous children's story Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves was written 1,000 years ago. When you heard all this, did you not feel a little curious? But the more you know about that country, the more curious you become. Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Billion Stories. Today's our journey to a famous country. Yes, to Iraq, the country known as the cradle of civilization. So, let's begin. Number 1. Iraq is a major country in the Middle East. Iraq is the third largest exporter of crude oil in the world. Iraq shares borders with northern Turkey, eastern Iran, southern Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and western Jordan and Syria. Number 2. Iraq is a battleground of great civilization. The name Iraq in Arabic means deeply rooted, well-watered, fertile. The name is said to have been in use before the 6th century. Number 3. The two major rivers in Iraq are the Tigris and the Euphrates. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers have historically been a source of water for Iraqis. The Tigris has been called the lifeblood of Iraq. The ruins of the world-famous Babylon Tower are located on the banks of the Euphrates River. These rivers play a significant role in making Iraq more fertile. Number 4. The official name of the country is the Republic of Iraq. Baghdad is its capital and largest city. Number 5. The official languages of the country are Arabic and Kurdish. Number 6. The currency of Iraq is called the Iraqi dinar. Number 7. Saddam Hussein. The history of Iraq can be divided into two parts. That is, before and after Saddam Hussein. Since taking the presidency office on July 16, 1979, Saddam's rule, until his death, it changed the history of not only Iraq, but the whole of the Middle East. The most bizarre joke was that during the Cold War, Saddam was loved by both the United States and the Soviet Union. Saddam Hussein was an ally of the United States in the 1980 Iraq-Iran War. Following his capture on December 13, 2003, Saddam Hussein's trial began under the Iraqi interim government. An Iraqi court has sentenced Saddam to death by hanging for alleged crimes against humanity. He was executed on December 30, 2006. The U.S. military mission to capture Saddam Hussein was called Operation Red Dawn. Number 8. History of Iraq. In ancient times, the area now known as Iraq was known as Mesopotamia, meaning land between rivers. Known as the Fertile Area, this prosperous region later became a valuable part of the great imperialist powers, including the Great Persian, Greek, and Roman dynasties. After the 7th century, it became the center and integral part of the Islamic world. Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, became the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate in the 8th century. For years, Iraq was under Ottoman rule. The modern nation-state of Iraq was created after the First World War in the Ottoman provinces of Baghdad, Basra, and Mosul. Iraq was then under British rule for 17 years. They gained independence from Britain on October 3, 1932. One thing, each of your likes is very important for this channel to survive. So, please press the like button. Number 9. The Iraq-Iran War. The Iraq-Iran War is also known as the Persian Gulf War. The official estimate is that between 151,000 and 600,000 Iraqis were killed in the first 3 to 4 years of the war. Number 10. American occupation. The Iraq War began on March 20, 2003. The U.S.-led coalition began invading Iraq. The United States established the Iraqi interim government in June 2004. Elections were held in October 2005. Sectarian violence erupted across the country due to Shia-Sunni riots. Al-Qaeda has been given the opportunity to establish a presence in Iraq. In June 2009, the United States withdrew from Baghdad. In December 2011, the United States completely abandoned the invasion of Iraq. Iraq later became the breeding ground for the world's most feared Islamic State. Number 11. Industry. As mentioned earlier, the crude oil trade is Iraq's main source of income. In 1927, the country's first production oil well, the Baba Oil Dome, was dug. Honey production and its trade was a major industry in Iraq. Honey is considered a great capital in the country. They believe that honey has the ability to treat headaches, gout, and many other ailments. Multiple wars in Iraq have adversely affected the industry. Iraq is one of the top 3 date-producing countries in the world. Dates, which are rich in essential minerals such as calcium, iron, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc, are also a favorite food of Iraqis. Number 12. Women's freedom. Iraqi women have traditionally had more freedom than other countries in the region. No education other than religious studies is currently allowed for women. A married woman has no right to obtain a divorce of her own free will. Women are also prohibited from traveling outside the country except with their husbands. A woman needs her husband's permission to seek legal help or seek a divorce for domestic violence. Women are only allowed to go out wearing clothes that completely cover their body and face. Their situation worsened after the Gulf War. Religious groups are trying to intimidate women into wearing Western-style clothing. As Iraq's economy deteriorated after the Gulf War, the trend of selling Iraqi women as sex slaves increased in Iraq. Number 13. Iraqi flag. Iraq has a 3-color flag. Red is seen above as a symbol of those who died fighting for Iraq, while white in the middle is seen as a sign of peace and black below as a warning to those coming to war against Iraq. Allahu Akbar is inscribed in Kurdish on the green in the middle. Number 14. Bunkers and underground chambers in Iraq. It is believed that the underground bunkers built by Saddam Hussein for security were indestructible, as land was the breeding ground for wars. The tunnels and bunkers for Saddam are believed to have been built by Yugoslav engineers in the 1970s and 80s. Built to a depth of 90 meters, they were said to be able to withstand even 2,000 kilograms of TNT bombs. It included bedrooms, a swimming pool, a kitchen, and a war room for Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was captured by U.S. forces from a similar bunker. Number 15. Superstitious people. The majority of Iraqis are completely religious. Although education is permissible for men, most people are superstitious. They consider the black cat to be the greatest evil. The general superstition of fearing black cats is thought to have spread from Iraq to other parts of the world. They blindly believe in luck and misfortune. Number 16. Iraqi culture. Maqam is a traditional Iraqi music based on Arabic poetry. The Epic of Gilgamesh is an epic poem from ancient Mesopotamia, Iraq. The world considers it to be the greatest literary work of all time. Historians say Iraq is also home to the world's first written system and recorded history. Number 17. Iraqis celebrate 2 New Year's Day every year. The first celebration is Muharram, the first month of the Muslim calendar. Some Iraqis also celebrate the New Year on December 31st on the Gregorian calendar. Number 18. Dance has played an important role in Iraqi culture for thousands of years. A dance form called Hacha in Iraq is similar to belly dance. But it's just that hip movements are less and neck and arm movements are more in this dance form. Number 19. Eating fast or without utensils is not considered uncivilized in Iraq. In fact, it is considered a sign that the food is delicious. At the same time, Iraqis do not like family pets coming near the table during meals. Number 20. A highly venomous saw-scaled viper is found in Iraq. It is considered one of the most dangerous snakes in the world. The snake is also unique in that it attacks without provocation. Their bites can cause death. Number 21. Licorice is one of the unique plants of Iraq that has been used for thousands of years for its health effects. It was used by warriors in ancient armies. One of its specialties is that it prevents thirst when chewed. Number 22. In ancient Iraq, mud helped to build empires. People used mud to build bricks that made powerful cities and huge ziggurats. Mud also made possible the invention of writing, as the Sumerians of ancient Iraq hardened mud to make tablets of clay. Number 23. Iraq had some of the highest quality schools and colleges in the Arab world. However, after the 1991 Gulf War and the UN siege, only 40% of Iraqis today can read and write. Number 24. Soccer is one of the most popular sports in Iraq. However, Iraqis also enjoy basketball, boxing, weightlifting, horseback riding, and horse racing. Number 25. The Iraqi constitution established Islam as the official religion of Iraq in 1968. Number 26. Those who have not heard the famous children's story Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves will be very few. It was written in Iraq about 1,000 years ago. Number 27. The oldest known writing system was developed in Iraq in 3200 BC. Known as the cuneiform, it used about 600 symbols instead of the alphabet. Each symbol stands for a word or letter. Number 28. Traditionally in Iraq, more than half of brides and grooms marry their first or second cousin. People who are silent witnesses to oppression, occupation, and dictatorship. A people who have fallen victim to the politics of crude oil. We can only hope that Iraq will move from the shores of development stagnation and the ravages of war to education and peace. Each of your likes is very important for us to survive. So don't forget to like and consider subscribing to this channel. This chapter of the Billion Stories about Iraq ends here. Which country would you like to know more about in the next video? Tell us in the comments. When you hear Iraq, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Let us know below. Until there is a new video, take care and goodbye.